Hey everybody, if you're watching this video, you're either interested in getting into the field of industrial maintenance or you're currently in the field and you're looking for some tips. I've been in the field for a little over a year now and I was doing some thinking and I've wrote down a little list of some things that could help some newer techs, some more inexperienced techs, or even some techs that are still in college before they actually get to their first work site. So I just wanted to kind of go over a few different things here. First off, you want to be early to work and you don't want to have any just unexcused absences. So if you're currently in a habit of sleeping in or doing stupid stuff that causes you to get sick, like going out and drinking, things like that, you want to get all that stuff out of your system before you get in this field, because the pay is so good, you don't want to mess it up with having, tardiness issues or absentee problems. So just get that out of the way. Another thing is, if you're already in the field or if you're new to the field, you're just starting, you want to be humble. So, and what I mean by that is don't act like you know it all because you're new there. And chances are you don't know it all, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know it all, but every day at work, I go in with an open mind, and if I'm not sure 100% on how to do something, I'll ask. If I do feel confident, then I'll just get in there and do it. But be humble. Don't be the arrogant jerk and then ends up getting himself hurt or someone else hurt because you didn't really know what you were doing, but you were too scared to admit it. So don't be that guy or girl. Do your job and be willing to do anything. So, some jobs are better than others. Some jobs are cleaner than others. It is what it is. Even some days I might be covered in grease. Some days I might go home clean as a whistle. But don't be that guy that's like, oh, I don't want to do that job because it's nasty. Who cares? You're getting paid good money. Get in there, get the equipment fixed, move on to the next job. So don't be afraid, and don't be unwilling to do something that kind of puts you out of your comfort zone. Just be sure you're being safe when you're doing that. Let's see. You'll never know it all, but try to learn something daily. So one of my supervisors said one time, if you're not learning something new daily, then you're not trying. And that's 100% true. Every day at work, I'll learn something new, whether it's a new way to track a belt, or a new way to feed a new belt, or a new way to use a tool, or, really possibilities are endless. There's just so many different things. Just about every single day, I'd say 4 out of 5 work days, I learn something completely new. It's not because I'm stupid. It's nothing because of that. It's just because you're going to come across new things that you didn't need to know, and you just had no purpose for it, and you're going to learn new things. So be willing to absorb that knowledge so that it's going to make you a better tech in the long run. Next thing is keep your tools ready, charged, and cleaned. So you don't want to be rude to your operators. You want to treat them with respect, because they could point you in the wrong direction just as easily as they can point you in the right direction. And, some operators out there have been known to do things to get some downtime so that they can take an extra 30-minute break, 45-minute break. And if you treat them with respect, that's going to be far less likely to happen. They're not going to want to screw you over. They're going to treat you with respect just as like you treat them with respect. So say there's 40 maintenance guys. Not all 40 of them are going to be treating the operators equally. They're not going to treat them all with respect. Some are going to think they're less than them. I don't like to have that attitude. I don't have that attitude. I wouldn't be there without them. If they weren't there operating the machines and creating products that the company could sell, then they wouldn't have a job for me to be there to fix the equipment. So I have the absolute utmost respect for operators, and they've been super helpful to me in the past, and I know that they're going to continue to be helpful to me. So just be sure to treat them with respect and ask them questions like, hey, does this always do this? Or after you do a little troubleshooting, make sure they're sticking around so that they can operate the equipment, because, hey, that's their job. They operate the equipment every single day for hours on end, 8 to 12 hours a shift. They know exactly what to do to get the machine back into cycle and all those different things. So be nice to the operators, and they're going to be nice to you. That's the tips I've got today for the industrial maintenance technician. I'm going to make more videos like this, but these are some very helpful tips, whether you're in the industry, new to the industry, or thinking about getting into the industry. So, well, thanks for taking time to watch this video. Have a great day. So nobody wants to be at a job site, have to get a tool out, and say you've got a power ratchet, okay? Cordless ratchet. and you're on a job and you're gonna have to remove like 15 screws, okay? You don't want to be 5 screws in or 5 bolts in, all of a sudden your ratchet takes a crap on you because you didn't have the forethought to keep your stuff charged. You don't want to, if someone asks you, you're working together with somebody and they say, hey, I need a 7/16 wrench. Hey, go in there and get it. It's my 3rd drawer, whatever. And then they reach for it and it's freaking covered in grease. Don't be that guy, okay? When you're done, when you have the machine broke down, you fix it and you get it put back together, take the time to clean up your tools. They're going to last longer. If you have to loan them out to somebody, you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, this guy does not keep his tools up at all. I mean, your tools are one of your most important assets you have. Take care of them. And also, I like to keep my names on all my tools. I etch them in with a little vibrating etcher. It's just a good habit because, you know, lots of guys have a 10-inch crescent wrench. And most common brand is Crescent. So obviously 2 or 3 guys are working around and all of a sudden your Crescent gets thrown on the floor. The guy might pick it up and take it, not even trying to. It's just he has one just like it. So etch your name on your tools. Then at the end of the day, at the end of the job, when everyone's picking up their tools, because even I'll pick up a bunch of tools, take them out my bike, I'll start cleaning up tools for other guys. And then when everything's clean, we divvy it up and make sure everyone gets the tools that belong to them. Well, no one's going to know if your names aren't on them. So be sure to etch your names on your tools. And then the last thing I've got here I was going to go over is the machine operators are one of your #1 assets. So when you go to a machine that doesn't have just something obviously broke off, it's more of, say it's more of like a troubleshooting job. The operators are going to be one of your biggest assets because A, if they've been there any period of time at all, say 2 or 3 years, chances are this issue's come up before and they're going to be able to tell you or they're going to share with you what the other guy did to fix it. And then you can take a look and say, hey, is that something that's going to address the problem this time or is it possibly going to be something different? But they're going to point you in the right direction and then you can really kind of start there. It's a good idea to not tick off your operators because they can make your life just miserable